So Dave, thanks for doing this. I know this is not always super comfortable to do that, so we're just gonna have fun, go through a few questions, and tell the audience what we're all about.
Okay.
So Dave, what is your role here at DORE Property Management?
Okay. Well, I'm a home inspector. I'm also a general contractor here at DORE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And what kind of what kind of service calls do you typically deal with when we send stuff over to you? Like what typically are those? Just a couple of examples.
Well, there could be. It's a lot of things.
Because there's a lot of things that it goes. You're doing property management. You're all over the map, right?
It's all over the place. And the interesting thing is, 2 days are never the same. Like, one day I could be fixing a door lock, the next day doing a deck. So it's kind of like all over the place. So
yeah,
it keeps the work really interesting for sure.
Yeah, and you've got a wide range of capabilities as well. So we typically don't shy away from sending you all sorts of different things. So
that's true.
Yeah, no. So that's fair. So, and apart from that, like, do you, apart from those, when you go in, say for a prep for a house, what typically does that look like in terms of getting it move-in ready? Like, what do you typically, just give us an overview really quickly, just for everybody's sake to know.
So for a move-in inspection, I would go in, do a series of videos to note the overall condition of the property.
Yep.
Also tag all the utilities so that the tenant, when they do move in, they know where the water main is, they know where the hose bibs are, they know what size furnace filters in the home, and just overall synopsis to check overall condition and make a recommendation for repair at the same time. So
yeah. And a lot of times, I think when those recommendations are made, we actually flip it back to you, because I would.
Yeah, sometimes, depending on what's going on with the place. But yeah, most of the time it will come back to me. So
yeah, usually 90%
I would submit a quote, and then if the quote does get approved by the homeowner, we try to do those repairs in a short window before the tenant moves in, ideally. But
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it extends over. But
and how does the team communicate these requests to you? Like, how do you receive those requests?
Okay, well, everything's done electronically through DORE, so everything comes in through the Yardi app. So I'm able to see what's going on. We're just starting to switch over to Yardi, so there's a bit of a transition. We're also just doing training on it today, actually. So.
Yeah, that's good. We're always evolving.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. So yeah, so everything's done electronically.
Fair enough. And then when you receive that, so you get a team member has an issue, a client reports so let's use a door lock, for example.
Yeah.
So they have a door lock issue.
Yeah.
The submission is sent to you electronically. You receive it. What happens afterwards? Like, what are the steps that you would take in order to remedy that issue?
Once I do have the tenant's information or their contact information through the work order or service request, I will reach out to the tenant to try to make an appointment. I try to do that within 48 hours so that we can try to get in there to make those repairs quickly.
Yeah. And if ever, obviously we have tools in the event, say that the tenant is not home and allows you to enter the property, like how would you do that? So you'd come and pick up the keys?
I would come pick up the keys. Well, I think for the most part, like if the tenant authorizes us to go in, we don't need to issue a notice of entry. But some tenants are non-responsive, and in that situation, legal gets involved and they issue a notice of entry, in which case I would come pick up the keys, go do the work, bring the keys back, and that's how we deal with that. So
fair enough. And then when the work is done, like, how is that communicated back to the team so that we can bring closure, make sure that everything is done? How is that communicated back?
So when the work's done, I usually do some completion pictures.
Yep.
Sometimes videos.
Yeah. And
then I do a synopsis. I know through the new Yardi app, we can add videos right to the work order, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But currently through IT, we have to email those separately. So I really think Yardi is going to make the whole system a lot more seamless in that way. So
exactly.
I'm pretty excited to see that
everybody's kind of excited to see how that's going to all work out.
Yeah.
And in here internally, we like to aim to provide world-class customer service. And obviously, we always try to ask everybody that's involved, what would world-class customer service mean? What does it mean to you when you're serving the clients?
I think it comes down to a few things. Like, one is if there's a renovation or work that needs to be done, that the scope of work is clearly outlined, that there's a quote that's submitted. So if anything changes from that quote, that service is updated so they can notify the homeowner. And just taking a lot of pictures. and doing quality repairs and trying to do them budget friendly. I think that's probably.
And if ever we send you, request to do something that is, either needs a licensed contractor or, something that's outside of your comfort zone, like how do you deal with that?
If it's a project I'm taking on, I do have a list of people that I personally use. But if it is just an electrical problem or a plumbing issue, well, I think DORE would just revert that right back to their own list of vendors to get that work done. But
yeah. So but you've worked hand in hand with vendors, that licensed contractors.
I've worked with
make sure that things are done properly. And
I've worked with plumbers, HVAC people. I've worked with electricians. So sometimes you have to bring in licensed trades to do licensed work. So I try to stay in my lane and let them do the stuff in their lane. So
yeah. So trick question.
Yeah.
Milwaukee or DeWalt?
Milwaukee. No banana tools.
Sounds good. Hey, Dave, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thanks.
And anything else you want to share, or we?
I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.